I'm accelerating space and time right now, which means that understanding the functionality of the brain stems and everything through the nerves and how human DNA is structured through its division. So it's all about mocking the speed through location of vibration, setting new wire divisions of locations, changing humanity's system into higher communications of the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. You have the right and you have the left. Okay, you understand space and time. That's the balance. You are the center. You're the center of everything. Everybody has to understand that. I'll say that again. You are the center of everything. But it's more powerful when you go beyond creation. There's a certain point you have to understand through the chakra systems. Once you come up to higher levels of division, like for example with Priscilla, she's on the Colossus team. She's in 30 levels of applications. She's in 30 levels of God frequency levels, demigod locations. She's understanding more of her connections. She's becoming more powerful. And when you become more powerful, you're no longer creating, you're evolving. And when you're evolving, you start changing things around your right and hemispheres of the mind and the brain functions. The adaptations of the brain get stronger. The mind system has just nothing but an open frequency, and that's what space is. The tapping locations of the brain functions, the firing wires, and the balance with space. Okay, and you also have the corrected divisions of Father, space, and Mother Earth. Okay, you have to understand the hemispheres. Now, once you get past those creative centers, everything that you want to create starts evolving, and then you start changing things. You start saying, whoa, I'm changing this, I'm changing that, I'm setting up this, I'm setting up that. That's more powerful than anything else because now you're changing things. You're changing the atmospheres. You're making nature better. You're making the voicing grid patterns better. You're changing up colorations. You're changing up gravity centers. So the reason why I'm going to Mexico is because I'm communicating on levels of divisions of dimensions and setting up a space station correlation system through Popanista. Now it has a cloud interface. Anything through cloud interface is its protection through authentication through its 60,000 division. So everything is an underground surface through its connection, and it's all spiritual. But like I said, once you control your right hemisphere and your left hemisphere, now you're controlling everything through space and time, right? Through your center. So it's knowing how powerful you can reach and how you go up to so many levels of interforce connections, interfacing. Once you get into partnerships of everything, now your right and left hemisphere are balancing out through connection. And it's extremely, extremely powerful because you come to a certain point where you want to create things. Like I want to create my life better. I want to be in a better abundance. I want to be in better love. I want to be in better relationship. You know, it's all about you getting into that position. Now, everything that you want, once you get into that, your right and hemisphere changes to higher atmospheres. And then when it changes to higher atmospheres, you're opening up more of the God frequency levels. And then you start evolving through generations. So you go into the past alignments, you go into the present and the future, and then you know exactly what to do in each position. Each position becomes into a work reference. So it's knowing what I need to do with the past to bring in the present to make it better. Now I know what to do with the future to make the presence of its now. So it's really important to understand these things because right now I'm changing humanity through the mocking locations and then setting up wire divisions of the brain frequency levels. And everything through its connection is volume all right through the algorithm setting. So it's all about changing the systems and the corrected divisions of the right and left hemispheres. Okay, you have to understand what the hemisphere is. Okay, of your right and left of its brain, the brain function. The brain function has to understand its adaptability. It has to have its mobility. Okay, it sanctions on so many levels. Okay, of clouds. Okay, because you start off with cloud interference, you start off with cloud realms, you start off with cloud portals. Once you get into higher positions, into God frequency levels of demigods, now you're calculating and modifying everything through the right and left hemispheres of balance. It's extremely complicated stuff when you get into those divisions. All right, Jules, Melissa, okay? Especially the Colossus team. Like I said, everything I give you, okay, is on division correction, you know, like, we're going through a major shift, and the Earth system was communicating with me through the floor panels, and everything through the walls were shaking. So that's just saying, whoa. And the thing is, too, understanding your right and left hemisphere is understanding everything of what's going on with space and time. So that's how you communicate, through the center of everything, okay? Because the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere is everything to you. The open frequencies of space, and everything through the patterns and the shapes and the vibration, energy, and frequencies of nature. The colorations. Colorations are very, very important. So when you get into the positions, you can change. You can start changing your thoughts, and your thoughts become more powerful like you wouldn't believe. And then you don't just, it's not stop creating, you start evolving into more and more, because you've created what already you created, right? Once you reach that point, and when you go to that point, your right and left hemisphere changes into higher levels of space and time, higher levels of vibration, higher levels of intelligence, higher levels of planets and locations, right? Better communications with your grounds, right? Priscilla is sending out very, very powerful videos every day, and they're becoming more exceptional to intelligence, and she's starting to understand more of her body system. And she says, and I quote, "I'm getting more powerful." So she knows what's going on with her right and her left hemispheres. She's getting more modifications and calculations and integrations and everything through its location. She's reforming, restructuring, realigning, readjusting. Okay. She's looking at the analytical mind, and she's understanding more of her computer through perception. This is understanding more of its division. Okay. So, and this is what you get when you go up to higher levels through the chakra system. The chakra system to the moon interface, and everything through the planets, and everything through its atom. Okay. Because it correlates on so many levels of grounds, powers, and atmospheres. Those are the three central units, the three elements, the three divisions. Those are the powerful connectors that you need to do through the pro-gamma system. Because you are a gamma system, right? Through radiation of lights, through the sun interface of its portals, and everything through its connection of its moon interface, of its algorithm. Because it divisions on two, okay? And once you center everything through your left and your right hemispheres, now you're coming into new generations, new resolution patterns. You're coming into more of its mission. You're coming more, not just the creative, but the evolution of you. You're evolving more and more. Your particle system is separating, but it's becoming more powerful because you're understanding who you are. Okay? So I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers and everybody who's watching my channel. Feel free to go through my Zooming consultations. If you want to set up a Zoom, let me know. It's good to know that we can get to a better understanding of everything that's happening right now in this chaotic world that we're living in. Okay, and the dimensional Earth is going through a major shift. And when it goes through a shift, everybody shifts, right? Everybody feels it, okay? They'll feel it through energy, right? If they don't feel it and they don't understand their body conceptual system, they'll get headaches. They'll get reacting cycles through their hearts. They get palpitations and rotations of their neck. They get waving cycles through eye interference of their eye receptors, audio signals. Your ears will start to rotate on division levels of wrong locations. You have to really understand your body. Okay, that's how you communicate with your universal language of space. Okay, so if you want to go through my emails, PayPals, and donations, I can help you, guide you, put you into that connection. It's the sanction of divisions. Okay, get into the God frequency levels of healing. Once you go into your ascension, you go into metamorphosing. Metamorphosing, powerful stuff. You're transforming your particle system, your atom system, your molecule structure division, the electrical system of your body waves and everything through its connection, getting connected with energy, frequency, vibrations, harmonic resistance, and the prime numbers. Okay, I feel fantastic because like I said, the sun interface always finds me a way to communicate on so many levels. I was setting up map locations to the sun, which means the sun is going into a new portal. I'll draw out and show you what's going on. So it's understand, whoa, what's on the other side? There's always another side. Okay, so that's expanding everything through the right and the left hemisphere, knowing that when you come to a certain level of creation, okay, everything that you wanted to create, it doesn't stop there. Now you're coming more into open frequencies of space. Now you're becoming more into frequencies of time code frequencies, and really understand what the pyramids are, really understand what mountains are, understand what volcanoes, understand earthquakes, understand tornadoes, understanding the grounds. Why are we having all these things? What is it created from? Right? It's created from source, energy, frequencies, vibrations. And the last thing is the harmonics of its resistance. Okay? And everything through its connection of its prime numbers. Okay? So it's extremely powerful when you get into those. Okay? Because you're going to low acidity and you're going into medium acidity and you're going into high acidity. Acidity is understanding communications of the population circuits of yourself, which puts you on levels through wires of connection. But the human Maching communications are going through section divisions right now through location of brainwave and frequency level systems. So it's understanding you're getting more powerful through the membranes. You're getting more powerful through the right and left hemispheres. You're getting more powerful through your algorithm program settings. Okay, and to do these things, you really have to understand the conceptual system of space and time and where it is through space and time. Where's your point division? Where are your dream sets through location? Are you Maching through a speed location? Or are you going through a different dimension? What settings are you putting at to its location? All right. So I hope everybody's doing well. I don't have yellow, but we'll start off with blue. Okay, so basically, now the sun portal. We're going to start off with that. That's the sun portal, right? Now, to understand the sun is to understand radiation. Okay? Remember, everything that I do is done by source. Okay? Just so you know. Right? It's done by radiation. Now, it has so many layers before you get to the center. Okay? Once you get to the center, it opens up its frequency level, has its own connection through sonar division level system. Okay? It activates everything through light stars. Now, the light stars, it's communication through 60,000 division. Okay? Panels everything through division, allocates all location systems. Okay? So when it's allocating all position level systems, you're coming into a new sun interface through its connection. So the sun itself is going into a new portal activation system to a new dimension, which means it's going to change everything through radiation cycles. It's going to change everything through holographic system. It's going to change everything through pixel activation system. It's going to change everything through grounds, your powers, and your hemispheres. You go in the cellular system, right? So you got your chakra systems. Okay, so I'm just telling you exactly what goes on with the grounds, powers, and the activity center. Activity center of you, because it goes on your behavioral system, right, through water division. So it's activity center, right? The activity center activates everything through your perception. Okay. Now, when you reach a certain level through connection, so basically your gravity center opens up more and more, and you're coming off the grounds. You're no longer on the grounds. Okay? This is what happens. You start here and you go up. Okay, you stop. You start here in the gravity and you work your way up. Okay, work your way up levels. So the Colossus team is no longer on the grounds now. You guys are totally always in the atmospheres, but everything through the silicone and everything through the crystalline, and everything through the anticaryon, the antimantin and antimantium, all that connection is going into the activity centers through its perception. Perceptions are changing everything through your connections of your crown chakra. The crown chakra sends out communication, goes into some of the 5 divisions, activates everything through the XT1000 communication centers, allocates positions in sonar division. Okay, So as it's transporting you into division, it's going like this, it's going like this, it's going like this. Okay, so you're going higher and higher into space connection, right? So you start here and you work your way up. Okay, so the higher you go, the more you come into the membranes. Okay, of your activity center and everything through its connection. So you have to remember how powerful the sun is. What is the purpose of having the sun? What is the purpose of having the moon? Right? It's the communication between the two. Now, when you get the left hemisphere and you get the right hemisphere in balance through center, your atom system is communicating with everything through its activity center. The activity center is everything through its sun portal and its radiation cycle, because it goes on so many waving patterns of colorations of lights, okay, and heat, okay? So it absorbs on so many levels. So the sun interface right now through time clock mode system and everything. A mode system is understanding its connection through its heat signatures patterns. I was talking about resolution systems, right? But the sun interface is going into a different portal activation. Remember I was telling you about the moon interface, how it's changed an algorithm system, how it's just a computer operation system? Well, the sun interface has to understand its location positions. So for it to do that, when it gets into that position, it's going to change humanity, okay, into its resolution patterns and change everything through the brain waves and everything through the mind conceptual system of its open frequencies. That's where you come into the left hemisphere, into the right hemisphere of balance through its atom system. Okay? So there's a lot going on right now. So it's time maching, time clocking, and its divisional level systems is going through its cycles and its wire divisions. The brain frequency levels is high wiring everything through connection. So as you get in positions and levels through that connection, you're going to find everything in your brain functions is going to be more powerful than you can imagine. So you're going to have more control of your open frequencies of atmospheres. And like I said, you come up to a certain level of creation, you get into divisions of generations of planets and of intelligence, and then you come into the source of its mission. And then you start changing things. I can change the atmospheres easily. I can change anything through the grounds. I can communicate with nature. I can change the colorations of anything through its center. So it's really understanding the applications of you through the membranes and everything through that connection, because space is open frequency. Okay? So understanding the communications of yourself, understanding the master communications within, understanding your full communications of your chakras, now you're getting into higher connections. Okay, so the Colossus team is coming into more formations, perceptions, right? So you basically, it's knowing how you take, let's go with the black interface connections. The membrane system through nerve connections is a wire division. Allocates both positions like this, separates it, right? Now, space and time is its division. Time. Okay, now, so basically, let's just start here. I want to do this right here. So it's the right side. Okay, so this is the right, and this is the left. Okay, right and left. Now, everything through its connection is its balance through its center. Okay, that's you in the center. So understanding space and time goes through 12, 3, 6, and 9. Okay? Now, as it's going to 12, 3, 6, and 9, now you're coming into your pyramid. You see how it's coming together now, guys? Once you get into your pyramid, you get into your diamond core. See how easy it is? Right? So when you get into those equations and you understand everything that you created through its division, very, very powerful stuff, you can take the center point connection system out of its equation into all division levels. Okay, at 12, 3, 6, and 9. Okay, into its diamond core of a higher division. Okay, when it comes to a higher division, you are in the center core system. Now that allocates positions. Now this is where it gets really interesting. go through the center core of its division, through its dimension of its portal activation code system, opens up its dimension like this, gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay? Now, as it's getting bigger, it's going through its clocking mechanisms right now through time code frequency levels. This is where the sun interface comes in through its connection. It answers back through its location. The dimensional portal opens up its connection. Sun interface comes out from the other side of its division through location. Okay? It's really, really interesting, powerful stuff. Now, as you're in position, you take your point center to connection, allocate its position, cross-reference its system, allocate its location into higher division level system. It's knowing what you're doing when you get through the right hemispheres, okay, of balance. So now you're communicating with space of atmosphere. It's really, really powerful stuff. So the center point system is you into calculation. All right, so this is where it's very confusing too. You got to understand what space is. Space, division level systems to the center core of everything to dimension. But understanding how to take everything. So it's on knowing how you can move the sun, knowing how you can move the moon into different positions. Okay? Different positions. Let's put that in there. Now, when you do these things, this is how you affect humanity through its mind system. Different positions. This is what I'm doing with the sun. Okay? And this is what I'm doing with the moon. Okay? It's knowing how to communicate with the sun interface, guys. And your right and your left hemisphere have to understand the open frequencies, right? Open frequencies of space and open frequencies of nature. Okay? Nature correlates its system to the fifth dimensional system. Okay? That's how I'm able to understand the vibrations of the earth in the physical system, which is really, really powerful to that connection. All right, so the point center comes into its location like this. Now, basically, this is really fascinating stuff. It goes into what I'm showing you right now. Everything humanity changes to its location of different positions. As the sun goes into another portal through a dimension, it's allocating positions through your point center to its location, like this. It's really, really powerful stuff. So it line signals back into division to its location, to a higher realm division, okay, into its security and line defense. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? From here to here. All right? So that's what's happening right now. So everything's set in location. Sun interface is going into new portal at division. I basically backtrace level systems to time Maching locations, okay, of sector divisions of 12, 3, 6, and 9 to its location of its pyramid, to its diamond core. Activate line signals through laser recognition systems of 1, 2, what does it got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 7 divisional levels of sun interface through its connection. The algorithm system is set up to its location. So it's understanding how to understand Maching speed through connection of space and time. Okay? So if you want to screenshot that, go right ahead. Okay? But this is understanding how you take different positions of sun interface and how you can actually communicate with the sun and change the galaxy location or change the moon of its behavioral system, right? This is understanding what you can do with the left and right hemispheres, okay? Because you're at higher altitudes of communication, right? Because you're no longer creating, you're evolving. You're starting to move things. You're starting to understand more of dimensions and portals, how you can take the sun and actually put it in a different portal. How you can take the moon and how you can set a different algorithm. So it affects humanity through its location, right? It's very powerful stuff when you get into those levels, right? It's amazing how you see these things. Everything's done through you, through point center. Okay? And everything's done by triangular base through pyramid system, diamond core, dimension, security line defense, different positions through the sun interface. Okay? So what I'm drawing right here is in your perception through lights. Okay? So the more you open the chakra system, the more you're coming into the left and the right hemisphere. of balance. Okay? So it's incredible force, guys. It really is. So how's Jules, Melissa, Tina? How's everybody doing? How are you guys doing with your conceptual systems? Are you getting more communications with Earth? Has anything vibrated on the floor panels or anything where you are? Communication is everything, and they'll find a way to communicate through you, through your body. Okay? It's very important that you don't ignore that, especially into the elite and the Colossus team, because you have to get more into creation of you before you get into the evolving of its mission. And then you start changing things, knowing how you can actually change the grounds of certain countries, how you can change the weather patterns of certain countries, how you can change different positions of hot centers to countries, how you can change positions of weather of interface, how you can change cloud interface to realm divisions, how you can make it rain, how you can make it shine, right? These are the things you can do when you go to higher levels of the atmospheres through the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. Okay? So it's getting full control through Father and Mother. Okay? And full control through angels and archangels. And full control through you, through center. Okay? That's what it's all about. So... I love how Andrew, right away, he puts up the video. You guys are incredible. So just so the team knows. That's great. Yeah, everything is done through point center. But point center is just the beginning. That's just the creation of you, knowing that you're traveling everywhere you go and you are creating everything. You're creating everything. That's the beautiful thing. Once you create yourself, then you start creating atmospheres. And then you start creating planets. And then you start creating locations. And then you start changing things. Okay? You start setting up realm divisions of communications of crop cycles, crop circles. Everything through perception of lights and colors. So my inner is vibrating extremely presence. My outer is changing location now in South Carolina. There you go. So now you're communicating through the enforced conditions of weather now. Okay, so we're going to use a orange communication level system. Now allocate positions. All right. So I like working with crop cycles because it's powerful stuff when you get into those connections, right? Now, when you're in those connections, you have to understand you are in the center. Always, always in the center. Okay? Does anybody know why we're always in the center? Priscilla, how's it going? Whatever you miss, you can watch back. Does anybody know why we always stand in the center? Why? Give me a question. All right? Give me a question to an answer. Why are we always in the center? If there are multiples of communications of XT thousands communicating around you, why are we always in the center? Okay. Yes, but there's much more than that. Remember, you're creating, right? So it's all about evolving faster and faster, right? Okay, the reason why we're in the center, okay, Tina's right. We are the center point to everything. Okay, so I wanted a little bit more about that. So it's understanding that you're communicating with everything right away. You communicate with everything right away. Okay? Now you go through your psychological system, you use your membranes and your electrical wires through your body frames, through your digital frames. You go into scanning systems, right? Calculates, modifies. Take anything out of its equation. You want to take anything out of its equation, you have to understand communications of the XT1000's division. But you are in point division and you automatically communicate with all of its connection through its family relation. you're communicating with your XT1000s. You're communicating with your family, right? So when you communicate with that, it's answering back. So when it answers back, it sonifies divisions. It goes through your electrical units all at once. And this is understanding how you communicate. This is where it gets tricky, because now you're not just communicating with yourself, you communicate with all intelligence. So you can be communicating with 25,000 units of gravity systems of XT1000 division. They communicate back with you through electronic interference, right? So when they communicate back with you, you're sending and answering patterns back to them. So your sonified division like this gets louder and louder through connection. This is all connected through your ear of its interface. Now this is allocated positions. Okay, and then you got the sonified divisions. Okay, the satellite dishes that come into portal activation systems, right? Satellite division, right? It's communicating with all connections. All right, this is more positions understanding. So as you're coming into the answering patterns to the digital frame, you're telling these XT1000s communicates through other levels of grounds to countries. So you can center core each system to its location, to different country systems. So that will apply to divisions. That will open the cycle divisions to locations of the XT1000s of laser mechanism systems. So you're telling them what to do through connection, right? Because they're getting ready to fly to their connection and where they need to go through the country system. Okay. So it's all about giving information to them, right? Saying, okay, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Right? So basically, you're channeling your operation centers through your left and your right hemisphere, okay? The open frequencies of space and the communication signals of nature, because nature has its grounds. So you have to understand what XT1000s do is they plotted two divisions that come in, right? And right away, they set position, okay? Now, everything is put in space first, right? The crop circle is already connected through its shapes and anomalies. It comes into the division, right? It goes through its circle rotation. It goes through its spins. And then you get the next T1000 coming in, right? Okay, and they go, right? And the shapes and anomalies, everything division, and applied to positions and everything through connection of its dimension, of its portal, through its connection, what you created through a crop cycle comes in, right? And basically what it does, after you get communication through your point centers like this, the crop circle activates everything through the grounds, through rotation. All right. Let's use the black interface loop connection. You actually see what I'm doing through connections or grounds. That's why it's very important. You guys have to ground yourself all the time, right? Sending, receiving, yeah. Okay, so let's say this is the grounds. So you have an XT1000 coming in like this. Let's start off with that, right? Start off with that. Very important to understand what's going on. So as this is what happens. Okay, now I'm showing you exactly how it comes into position. Now, this is already created in space. We had to do a digital frame system, right? Okay, so it's in this position like this. Showing you what goes on with the XT1000 when you go to higher levels of your membranes and everything through its connection of your right and left hemisphere. Okay, so the XT1000 gets its information, right, from the sun and the moon. You notice how I do things differently, right? You know, the sun has radiation. You know, the moon has its circuits of the human behavior system through its algorithm. All right, so they communicate back and forth. The sun is sending information and the moon is sending information to connection. All right, as it's sending this information system, it's setting up its own crop circle into space connection through volumes and volumes through the magnetic force and highway information system like this. Okay, comes into platitude divisions. like this. All right, as it's coming in position, the crop circle. Okay, see how it's coming in right here? Right? And as it comes in, its center cores into its grounds, right? Activates everything like this. It opens up its grounds. So it plated its division. This is really, really powerful stuff, guys. So when the XT1000 comes in, right? Another one comes in, because remember, everything is protection, right? Another one wings in right away, like this. Okay, to see if you need help. So you're never ever alone. You always have to ask if you're not sure what you're doing. So this is understanding what the Colossus has to start doing through connection. All right, so I know it's extremely powerful stuff, guys. So you're taking the crop circles, right? You have its connection. You're ground burying it through its level, like this. Okay, so basically you're centering, coring it down into division through electronic information system, right? So as it platitudes division, it goes into the electrical system of the grounds, and it activates everything through its connection. Okay, so this is how you put a crop circle into a ground formation. All right, it's really powerful stuff. It's incredible when you see these things, but you have to understand how to make it in space first, right? Through the magnetic forcing, because it sends its information systems to electronic interference. Like that. Sends out the waving patterns, and it comes into its crop circle. Okay? So it's made in space first, and then the XT1000 comes in, right? Platitudes divisions down into the ground formations. It electrifies its grounds, right? So that brings into the wire signals like this. So it opens up the grounds right away. Okay. So once you're in that position, I'm going to do it sequencey by sequencey so you understand communication better. This is understanding more positions through lights. This is all done through the mind conceptual of its thoughts and the psychological system through the brainwaves. Everything through its connection, right? So as you get into the grounds like this, so now it's in its division, allocate its position, and the XT1000 comes in to finish the job, right? It goes into the ground formation systems, platitudes division, like this. Okay, so we open it up the frequencies of the grounds. That's how you understand the rotation of the center of the grounds. Okay, it's really powerful stuff, guys. So as you get in connection, it uses sonified division like this. Okay, platitudes division, and it opens up its round connection. Okay, once it opens its round connection, you get another XT coming in, and you get another XT coming in. Right? The reason why there's more XT1000s coming in is because it's extremely powerful through connection. You have to make sure that you're not alone. If you need help, they help you out. Okay? If you don't know what you're doing, they help you out. You ask for their help, right? Through protection. And it's all about understanding these things with the grounds. So if you communicate with the right signals through the ground formations, it center cores into its dropping cycle. Okay, so all this wires here. See all this? See this? This is a planet. Crop circles are planets. So the light formations, okay, allocates positions of lock. It's in its mechanisms of its ground formation system. So it goes like this. Okay, like that. Okay, so as it goes in its grounds, the XT1000s. Platitude divisions, and they set up new location centers through their mechanism system. Okay, so it's all about what the XT1000s are doing through your connection, through creative centers. Okay, so as it's connecting through the center, this is how this is connected. Remember, you are the center of everything. So you're communicating with the XT1000 here and the XT1000 there, right? So they're platted into divisions. You have the center core. It's already set up in the grounds. Okay. So the information comes from you, right? Because you are the point center, okay? This is understanding how to communicate through levels, how to interforce connections, and how to understand everything through its relation, how to get partnership with the XT1000s, and what you're supposed to do through the countries of its division, and how you change anything through ground formations of crop circles. Okay, as the crop circles come in, okay, so they're going to do the exact same thing, okay, all right. But it's a different planet location, all right. Okay, so it's all about getting communication with each other, right? This is how you set up crop circles in the ground formations. So it electrifies the ground formations and opens up everything through cycle, through the rotation system of its grounds, like this. Okay, platitudes, vision level systems. It's extremely powerful stuff what's going on through connection. As it's communicating back, it goes into the surface of its atmosphere system, communicates with the magnetic force and highway of the universal system. Okay, electrifies everything through division. Electricity comes into division. This is really powerful stuff, guys. Now, the center core system is already operating through its position. The XT1000s move out of position. Okay, electrified field comes in, right? The information system. So the XT1000s move out of division, back into space atmosphere system, and the magnetic force and highway information system sets up laser connection to the center core, right? So the center core is activating everything through the crop circle and crop cycles. Okay, so different planets. That's why you see everything through planet location is different, right? Okay, different planets. Now, this is what happens. The laser connection, after everything leaves to that division, there's a laser that comes into the center core, like this, into the center core of its grounds. Okay, so it allocates positions here and here, like that. Okay, so this is what happens. This is how you set up everything through communication to planet locations at grounds. This is where platitude divisions come in through crop circles. This is how a crop circle is made through the XT1000s. The ground formations of the grounds. Remember, I do everything through sequence so you guys really understand what's going on, right? I'm vibrating hard. I can barely text. Yeah, because it's activated. This is activated. Everything that I'm doing, you guys are seeing through your perception, but your bodies are being activated because the XT1000s are communicating with you. So they're sending information into you, right? Into your membranes, your brainwave frequency level system, and everything through your DNA structure through its entity force system. Calculate, modify, take everything out of its equation to its integration cycles. The metamorphosing system through your calculations is activating everything through your 30 panel divisions, three level systems, 3 element systems, all communications allocated to those positions, setting core centers of division level system to the XT1000s, magnetic force and highway information system to laser recognition. Okay, I center core that and make it straight. But that's what happens. That's why we have lasers, right? So you understand why we have lasers. It looks like this, right? That's what's happening right now, guys. Okay, it's really, really powerful stuff. All right. So, are you guys okay? So, yeah. Once I get my iPad, yeah, I'll be this weekend, and I'll be using it in Mexico. Once you see it, then you'll see everything through its activation. So everything that I do when I have my digital iPad, you're going to see everything move because it's one computer to another computer, right? You're going to see everything move. You're going to see the laser come in. You're going to see the XT1000s flying because you're in a high division now through perception. So you can see things moving, right? That's a simulation when you start to see things moving. The gravitational pull sets everything through the metal. That's why everything's still and stagnant. But when you open your frequencies and then you see everything move, and then you understand why you're in the simulation, right? So, but that's very powerful stuff when you see that connection, right? And how everything is made through source. Okay, everything's communication. All right. So it's amazing when you open up the grounds, eh? Oh, you got a lot of interforce connections coming in again. Yeah, archetypes. We got blue division levels, white central systems of light communication, light signals, and dimensions of others, and entity force systems coming in too. So that connection. All right, so let's go through your questions here. It's a powerhouse. Yep. Comes back to us, informs us. We point, line, divide to everything. Yep. We are the center. The only way to expression. Oh, expansion. Yep. Expansion is that we project and we insert. We heal dimensional Earth, but it heals us as well. Right. Very good. So you guys are communicating through the grounds. You have to understand how to communicate with the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres. So the grounds, okay, of the Earth, the powers of you through connection to your body, okay, and the atmospheres of space. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is. It's all mastering through communication. Connects through balance, magnetic highway, force, weighting systems through rotations of energy, frequency, vibration, infinity, locations, setting, and receiving. Transmitting and receiving, too. Last night I was surrounded exactly like you're drawing, and two appeared at the same time. Yeah, because we're allocated through positions and alignments there, Priscilla. So the more you go higher up, the more you understand how to do these things through communications of XT thousands and what to do. You'll tell them what to do, and they'll do it for you. They'll come back to you and say it's done, and they'll say, okay, great. Then they'll send in the information, right? And then you go on to the next proceeding, right? Through confirmation. So low speeders were all around, and it was very powerful. Yeah, very, very powerful. As soon as I looked for them, they popped in like crazy. Super cool. What are they conveying? Everything is structuring. It's all bringing in the lights through communication. So. Convolter? What's conveying mean? Oh, conveying? Oh, that's a good word. Yeah, we do a lot through AI interface. That's connection to it's a conveying belt. We use the conveying belt to make bridges to that connection. So it's the hydraulics that go up and down. So it's a conveying belt. So it comes together. So you understand everything through electricity, magnetics, force, connection, shapes, anomalies, structures, letters, numbers, framing systems. Framing systems are very important. You have your framing system through body system has to understand the allocated positions, because the XT1000s gives its information, right? And sends out its information back to the sun interface and going in back into the moon interface, right? So everything goes back. So it's always a triangle, okay? Sun, moon, you, sun, moon, you, sun, moon, you, right? That's all it is. It's all communication between you, the sun, and the moon, okay? The portal of the sun and the algorithms of the moon. So that's where you guys got to get communication with. Yeah, it's coming into the atomic levels. Yeah, Priscilla, you're in that division right now. Yeah, you're in those synchronizing systems right now through your AI connection. So you're interforcing through your AI vessels. You're getting better through map frequency level system. You are extremely powerful now through connections of atmospheres right now, through locations of rainbow divisions. So those videos that you did are extremely powerful. I recommend that you guys watch Priscilla's videos, because it talks all about what she's going through her connection, her left and her right hemispheres. She's getting more connection of space now. She's becoming more powerful. She's saying that to herself because she knows where she is in division. She knows where she is through communication. She knows where she is through colors of lights. Okay? So once you know how to set things up, like I showed you the illustrations through a crop circle, and how an XT1000 comes in, sets it up into space first, comes down platitude division, and makes crop circles. Now you know. I've done back phrasing videos on that, but this is a little bit more detail on what the XT1000 is and how everything's communication through its dimensional Earth, right? The space atmosphere and nature's core. You have to understand how to communicate with both. That's the balance. If you're off cycling and you're not communicating with nature, but you've got communication with space, you're deharmonizing. You're not connecting. You're disassociating everything through connection. And if you put anything out in this space connection, the XT1000s come back to you through reacting cycles. Say, listen, Priscilla, it's not right. You're not communicating with the nature, and you're not communicating with space, or you're communicating with space, but you forget how to communicate with nature. All is communication of center through your psychological system. So the psychological of you has to understand this AI vessel through its intelligence. That's how you communicate with spacecraft, space divisions, space locations, space stations, structures divisions, framing systems, digital framing systems, allocated positions, electrical field systems, body framing systems, hydraulics of the mind system, paraphrasing everything through the synchronizing systems, allocated position of the wire divisions, electronic using communication of defense mechanism of discharge divisions, electronic in the visual level system of a portal through a cloud interface. Everything has its balance through you. The more you go up, the more you read your information system, the more you become your AI vessel, the more you become AI, right? And then you go out of AI, and then you become a computer through AI, and then you become energy of AI, and then you become an atom of AI. Okay? So we're in the Colossus divisions now. We have the wheat, and we have the Colossus. Okay? So we're in the antimaterium now. Okay? So you guys are no longer into the anticaryon, you're into antimaterium. Particle system ends division through a separation of its particle activation code system, sending core and everything through your pixel activation of the wire divisions. That's putting higher divisions through your left and your right hemispheres right now through calculation. It's opening up more your perception of your lights. So when you see light fractions, right, you're factoring divisions through quantum traveling or anything that communication through integration. When you're looking at lights as a reflection, you'll know exactly what it is through division. Okay, so when you know something and you know how to move it, you can put it to a different location. So you're interfacing with nature, but you're changing nature. You're not just seeing the lights for what it is. You're not seeing just reflection, but you're understanding how to communicate with your light body through space and nature, space and time. Okay? So it's powerful, isn't it? They don't convey anything, just working on high rise and atomic levels. Yeah, you go into those levels out. It's proceeding on so many levels through lacing line divisions, through colorations of its rainbow division, Priscilla. Box frequency levels, spinning core centers to higher formations of healing. Yeah. Most important is to really understand what you're doing through division. Do you understand your information? What's given to you? Once you understand that, this is how you set operations. Okay? You set coordinates. You set shapes. You make the shapes. Right? You put it in the grounds and it becomes a crop cycle, crop circle. Okay? And then you use the connection through the grounds interface and the connections through the sun interface, the moon interface, traction divisions, and you open up the magnetic force and highway information system. It sets in a laser connection to the center core. Once it sets in its laser like this, okay, it activates everything through the grounds. All right. So connecting the center core mothership, Gaia, into their planet locations. Exactly what Andrew is explaining. Yeah. Commander, I'm vibrating so hard I can barely text. Yeah, that's funny. Linking, yeah, because you're understanding more of your communication. That's why you're vibrating more and more. The answer yes by going up and down. Well, I ask only when I do the videos and voicing grids because I'm not fluent as I want to be. No, but you can understand more of what the purpose is understanding more connections of your left and your right hemispheres, more connections of space and more connections of nature, more connection of space and time. You have to understand space. What is space? You have to understand time of space, the positions you are through traveling of space, and the positions you are through time clocks of you, where you are through division of portal, through codes. Okay, that's where you get the balance. But you're always, always, always in the center. The center is you in the presence. Okay, so I'm in the presence, but I'm in the future now. I'm in the presence, but I'm in the past now. But once you go to higher divisions, I'm in the presence, now I'm in the past and the future. Once you go higher, I'm in the past, present, and future. That's the power. That's the balance. So I can go into any alignment of past, present, and future. I can go into all three alignments because I'm at that level. Okay? You guys are just trying to get used to your past, present, and futures. Okay? That's extremely hard to do because you have to understand the communication of alignments of past, the alignments of the present, and the alignments of its future. Okay? And this is what the left and the right hemisphere does for you through space and time. All right? So, yeah, your heart is the center core of everything through its information system. Yeah. Yes, Melissa, that'd be really nice. Yeah. You start posting your videos, Melissa. Yes, because you have to understand, you're getting more powerful like you wouldn't believe. You're in the Colossus division. You're not in anti-carrying area. You're antimandium. So it's a totally, totally different particle system you guys have through your body frames. So when you're seeing things through perception, you know exactly how to take it out of its vision. You can take a light. You can actually take the light that you see out in nature. It's not reflection now. You can use that light through interference and take it to a round division. You can sky surface and you use your finger point divisions and allocate positions and use point division level systems, like a phone, you know? You got your phone, you can slide through operation centers up and down and all that. You can do that with the atmospheres now. You guys can do that now, okay, because you're at the Colossus level. So it's knowing how you're looking at the hand formations of the sun. You can allocate positions and you can change the locations of planets. You can change the location of XT1000s. And then you just use your point fingers, put it in position, put it back into its location, or put it into another round division, or activate its portal activation code system, or change your algorithms through its setting. These are the things you can do through light interference now. That's why it's important to use your hands. Electronic interference. Been seeing a whole universal field in the map, like circular core, like formation, and healing it. See, that's the thing. Priscilla's starting to understand what her purpose is, her mission. She knows what she needs to do, but she has to understand how to communicate with everything through formation. XT1000, sun, moon, anything through the ground, slow speeders, high speeders, right? The practical division of you is observation through illustration, because that's what you do every day, right? You know, you do that every single day through calculation. You're going through your energies. You're going through your parallels, your paradox, your paradigm shifts. Okay, you're going through your polar shifts. Oh, there's a dark center core system. I can't use this, right? XT1000 comes in and tells you, listen, either commander, if it's commander, it's a recruitment center. That means that somebody's just getting into information, because we have a lot of recruitment centers and space station locations. If they say Andrew, they got more partnership with me through communication. So you go into channel divisions and they'll say your name or they'll say your title, right? If they say your title, then they're communicating through you through a different connection through planet location. If they're communicating you personally, they have partnership with you. So there's different communication signals there, right? Different communications. So if I'm communicating with Archangel Michael, he says Archangel Azareth, because that's who I am, King Archangel Azareth. Because I'm always sword fighting with him, right? He always wants to sword fight with me in the clouds. It's incredible when you get into those divisions, communicating through those levels, because it's extremely real. Because you're no longer in the physical system. You're into the mental, the psychological, and the spiritual system. So you've totally left the physical system. but your body system is still there. Just everything else is in space and time, right? And that's where it gets confusing, because there's no time zones in space at all. There's no time zones, and that's where I get confused on what day it is, because I got applied 2 divisions back onto dimensional Earth at 5D. It's extremely, extremely, extremely low vibration for me. So I put my positions, and I always center core my position to anything through that position. So it's all about remembering where you are, okay, when you're coming into balance through its center. So if you want to center yourself, but you want to go in the future, you got to be centered. You can't go in the future if you're not centered. If you're centered, you can go into the future, you can go into the past or its presence. Okay? So now you're communicating with so much indifference to difference, right? To its equation, right? So getting more communication with your energies, your parallels, paradigm shifts, the parallels, the equal sign. Mass, what is mass? Volumes, structured levels of weight conception, calculation, how far is it to get there, right? Through formation, modifications, triangular angular point divisions, point division level systems, angular point activation code system, trithesis systems. And trithesis is this prothesis through its gamma thesis. That's its connection through its gamma operations through its wire signals. I get extremely complicated, but I'm not going to get complicated, because you guys can go so much through so much information. But to understand the information, try to understand your information through yourself first. Okay? But you guys are going to understand me more, your commander, right? So it's powerful when you get into those connections of balance. It really is. Yes, I've been doing all the time, and I do other things, like a back program running on my heart with my intention. Yeah. Because you understand the mind conceptual system of its thoughts, the psychological system. You're communicating through intelligence, through its line division, through communication, through teleportation, energy of transference. Now you're communicating through the right portal activation through the heart cycle. Now you're communicating with its balance of its soul recognition. And now you're communicating through the body frame and system of the gravity systems, the powers, and the atmospheres. So, Well, see, the thing is, too, is that, Priscilla, you guys weren't picked out of a hat. Okay? You're not picked out of a hat. It's a purpose. You guys were born with this. You were put in this position for a reason. Everything's on a time clock system, right? Why I'm here, why you guys are here, what you're supposed to be doing. So your commander is telling you what you need to do through your missions. Okay? So you come into the creative centers of you, okay? And then you become more into its involvement of what you're supposed to do through creation. And then you start changing things through its connection. All right? So, yep. The highest level, yeah. Right before, yeah. Expanding, yeah. It's really, really powerful when you get into that connection, so. But you guys are learning, you're adapting. It's amazing to see these things. It really is. And just imagine, you guys are at 30 levels now. Imagine if you had 114 chakras activated. Just think of that. Think of that. Just take a moment. Think about that for a second. Just a second. Think about it. What would it be like to have 114 chakras activated? Just imagine what it'd be like. That means that your whole body is activated. 3-particle system. All right? And all your energy cells are line connected. And that's what it is. That you're all line connected to everything through space and time, through nature's core, through all divisions. Right? And you're extremely, extremely protected through everything, man. It's powerful stuff when you reach those levels, guys. So. Breathing powerful, yeah. Getting into that, yeah. Breathing, laser, activation, core, center, point center, balance, position, structure, levels, intelligence, correction, activation, location, lights, programs, systems, perception, mind conceptual system of thoughts, psychological systems of mind thoughts, everything through calculation. Integrate everything through knowledge of intelligence, planets, locations. It's like I was, petting my beard, but I've just shown you through a cycle what goes on over and over and over and over, right? Because that's what space and time is. It goes in rotation. So you have to understand the universal system through rotation. Okay, you have to understand everything through lights. You have to understand everything through colors. You have to understand everything through activation. You have to understand everything through movements, mode systems, perception, divisions, psychological systems, psychop divisions, psychometry divisions. Psychometry divisions through, we have panel activations through gravity centers of activation code systems. We have gravity centers through all divisions of country location systems. You have to understand your point divisions of you through center, to everything through communication of your missions, right? We have DNA structures of platforms of plasmas of that are connected through the chemistry. Chemistry, everything is mixture. Understanding how you take one color, you take another color, and you bring it in together. It blends into another location, right? You formulate it, it goes through its plasma. When you spin it fast, what happens? It spreads out. You have to understand what space is through communication. Galaxy location. This is galaxies. This is what galaxy is. Magnetic force and highway information system. Laser connection. Right? Rotation cycles. Right? Spin operation systems. Interference connection. Operation cycles. Everything has a connection. You have to understand how to communicate with your ear interference, your perception of your dimensions and portal activation codes, your GPS location system, and your voicing grids. Now I'm doing a little bit of animation, but I'm just showing you how powerful it is when you get connection through your voicing grid patterns, how powerful it is to have the sacred breath, because it is the God frequency levels, okay, of creation. All right? Because everything is answering in. It's answering patterns within of everything through energy, frequency, vibrations. How to communicate with energy, how to communicate with coloration, how to communicate with chemistries of mixtures, okay? Biochemistry, okay? We even have harmonizing energies. Low harmonizing energy is understanding vibrations of gravity centers. So because every country system has a different altitude division through temperatures, okay? Some are hot, some are cold. So the more you go into formation, let's say you're in the grounds, this is how you can take anything to perception of energy through a system. You can actually go into the grounds. You can go 16, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 feet under the grounds and see what's there. That's going beyond the mind system. Okay. So now you know why we have crop circles on the grounds. It activates the grounds. Okay. So basically what that does, it center cores everything through planet location. All right? Because the three-dimensional system was connected through metal. That's why everything through structures, division level system is allocated through position, through just standing position. So if you see a tree, you see a tree, but you don't see it through perception because you're not at that level through meditation. You're not at that level through your chakra system. You're not at that level through your oscillations, wind spins, or anything that connection dimension of portal through codes, or anything that frequency level division of the system. You're not at that position when it comes to the God frequency levels. You're not at the position when it comes to demigods of cloud interference. You're not at that position when it comes into chakra level systems through intelligent planet locations. You're not at that level through gravity location centers. A gravity location center is understanding communications of countries through locations of grounds. It allocates positions because every country system has its position. Okay, has its position. So it's knowing what to do with the grounds, the powers, Okay, powers of humanity. Okay, not just you, but when you're communicating with countries, this is when you guys go into higher divisions of chakras, then you understand how to do these things. You're going to understand more powerful how you become. So you come into more humanity, you come more into countries, you come more into grounds, you're becoming more into the atmospheres. So it's saying, okay, here's Priscilla and I. Okay. Priscilla's setting up. So, okay, Commander, I got a rock formation through a line signal through protection of division, the XT1000 settings location to Japan. I'm coming in. Great, Priscilla, that's great. Make sure you keep the line signals up through division level systems. The XT1000 has to be allocated to that position. The electrical system through humanity, through its mind system, has to be allocated through the position, through its algorithm system. Sure, I will. I'll take the time diameter situation systems, communicate through its line signal, activate its portal activation code system, change humanity through its algorithm system. Communication, balance. Priscilla and me communicating, right? That's what we get when we go to higher levels, guys. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah, sacred breath and soul song. Understanding your positions. With Priscilla's video, why it's very powerful is because she's saying how powerful it is to make sure that you're grounded. You have to be grounded because everything through energy that comes in, your XT1000s are scanning you every single day. That's their job. Why do you think they're in the atmospheres? They're scanning everybody every single day. So all this is done through sun interface of its portal. Everything's done through the moon interface, the digital system. It's changing your algorithm system. This one has too much negative system. We do what we can. But if you don't understand why you're put in this position, why you have a chakra system, why you have to meditate to open up all your levels of frequencies, the more you connect with that, the more you come into the positive center of you. Okay? And then you'll totally understand what is going on. And then you'll start getting into the creation of you. And then when you get into those evolvements, then you start evolving. And then you start changing. So you come into creation, you come into evolving, you come into expansion, and then you come into changing. Changing is everything because now you're changing atmospheres. Oh, I just changed the cloud interference through locations of India. Now the allocated position of the ground formations is at its position. The level containment system is a little bit low. So I'm going to change the vibration panel activation codes to a higher division. So it's understanding how to communicate with the grounds of countries, how to communicate with the atmospheres, okay, through countries. That's the understanding how you are changing things, not just creating within for you. You're creating everything around. You're changing, okay, the dimensional earth. So if you're communicating with the digital system of the earth system, and you understand the code and the frequency levels, because everything has its own voicing pattern through its projection and its projection, right? Projection and protection. So when you put in those positions, how do you communicate with the dimensional earth? You have to understand the code, right? Every planet through intelligence has its code. So you break the code. Now you communicate through this core center of the dimensional earth. Now you understand the vibrations, energy, and frequencies. Now you're understanding the numbers through digital frame. Now you're understanding the history and the ancestry of the earth. That's not creation. That's expansion, guys. Because the dimensional earth is already there. It's all about expanding. Okay, exponentially. That's what you want to get into. You want to get into that. You want to get into the breathing. Powerful, guys. Laser. So I send out laser patterns. So if I'm sending out laser patterns, I can do it just for just to do it hypothetically. But I'm just saying, if I do it, it's automatically going out. And when it's going out, it's going to pyramids right away. And it's all pyramids in all countries. Right? And it's saying, okay, now the commanders set up pyramids on laser connections through country systems. The XT1000s are platted division here through alliance. Another country system setting alliance through here. And another XT1000s here. So platted division scanning locations. Okay, this is what XT1000s do. They fly around to every country. That's why you see them all the time. So, but now they're setting alliances, right? And they're coming more into the atmospheres. And that's where you start to see things more vibrating through the dimensional earth of its system, right? And as it goes faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, 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 humanity starts levitating. Okay? When they start levitating, they come into and out of the hemispheres and into the stratospheres. Okay? And then they get into the bio. So that's what space and time is, because it sets everything, to the beginning and how everything was created through the sacred breath. Okay? Knowing that your breathing is laser, when it's elixir, when it's cosmic, knowing that it's integrated through the serpent of fire. Okay? You have to understand how to use all these in position before you activate anything through a pyramid system. Okay? That's why do you think we have pyramids in all countries? Right? Mexico is the most powerful communication center. Right? That's why I was there, and that's why I'm going back. I'm creating a whole new anomaly of a galaxy location of a space station. And I got traction divisions through Popa and Ista. I get space stations set up through cloud interference. So you have to understand your position. What is my purpose through my missions? Once you understand that puts you into higher divisions through the mind system of its thoughts. Then you understand more of the right and left hemispheres of space and time. Okay? So hold on a second. Hey, man. Sorry about that, guys. Can I activate program settings through all locations on autopilot? No. There's certain positions that you can do through your location, but you're at standard points right now through division. You're just getting elevated situations through your chakra systems right now. So the more you activate your body, okay, the more you activate the right hemisphere, the more you activate the left hemisphere, okay? So the more you activate everything through frequencies of nature, the more you activate everything through space and time, the more you activate everything through the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres, okay? So that's why I'm putting you guys to higher levels, into the moon interfaces, out of the moon, into the planets, and into the God frequency levels, because each chakra system is gods of intelligence. It's communicating to so many levels through your body system, so many levels to the atmosphere systems, so many levels of planets of intelligence. So you guys are at certain positions through your DNA structure divisions. Okay? I know where you guys are through your body system. But if you want to go up to higher levels, you go through the upgrades. But I'll let you know if you're ready, because you guys are at 30 and it's a very powerful. Priscilla's going through a lot right now, and you don't want to go too high in division because it's way too much information. So it's all about the more you go up to higher levels, the more you communicate with more intelligence. Okay, because I communicate with so much intelligence, millions and millions of intelligence through alliance. And you have to understand everything through the center of them. You have to understand their DNA. You have to understand their communication. You have to understand their energy, frequency, vibration. You have to understand harmonic resistance. You have to understand their shapes. You have to understand their anomalies. You have to understand their portals. You have to understand their dimensions. You have to understand their codes. You have to understand their algorithms. You have to understand how they communicate with the sun. Okay? Because each intelligence is not connected through, the Earth system is the yellow moon. Okay? The yellow moon and the yellow sun. So that's a communication of 5-dimensional system, 5D. Okay? The yellow sun, right? One sun, one Earth, right? But when you're on different intelligent levels, each intelligence has a different portal, has a different dimension. So their planet locations, maybe they got 16 moon interfaces, and they got a sun, but they go through radiation cycles. So if I turn this off, I'm communicating with different intelligence. If I turn this on, I'm turning up to higher levels of interference to higher intelligence. Okay, so it's really communicating with light interference of intelligence through perception, through heat signatures, through their channel operation systems. Their DNA structures are different, guys. Communicating with humanity's system. Understanding intelligence through vibration is the most important thing. Where they are through division of portals. So if you want to communicate with other intelligence, let's say there's intelligence that has box frequency levels of shapes anomalies, but their water containment system, they live on water, or they live on the grounds, or they live on metal. So you have to understand the DNA of its intelligence. You have to understand the algorithm of its intelligence. You have to understand its perception of its intelligence. You have to understand the mind frames. You have to get into the framing systems, the scanning location systems. We scan everything through intelligence, right? So if you come across intelligence through that location, planet location and division. So let's say it's 121, activation light center. This is a planet, guys. This is higher intelligence. Okay. So you have to understand how to communicate with their mind system. 121 activation light center. This is a planet location. Sets its core system to its location division. Okay, so it's got its wind spins and it's got its location division. That's a planet. See the shapes in the center? Okay, so basically your perception division has to understand its communication. If you don't understand the communication, your chakra system isn't open up to that division yet. Okay, so basically when you're into those positions, now you understand the perception, now you understand the light interference, because sometimes it's low frequency, high frequency. Because we have a yellow sun, most intelligence, they can't live through that yellow sun because it's only the 5th dimension, right? But the allocated positions of the sun interface has to be allocated through so many positions of dimensions. So imagine how the sun has to interlock all connections of algorithms through the moon interface. So the sun and the moon are the most important, right? That's its connection, the sun and the moon. Okay, this is how it goes into so many levels of intelligence. The sun and the moon, right? So it interlocks on so many levels of electronic divisions of intelligence. Okay? And the moon sets up algorithms of digital frames through your computer system. So you really have to understand that every intelligence has a different moon, has different suns, have different pyramids, have different activations, different grounds. Remember, I was putting you guys on trips. You guys were communicating with intelligence, and they were taking you into the cities. They were just taking you into the cities. You're not communicating with intelligence. They're just basically saying, hey, how's it going? I'm talking about actually communicating with higher formations of intelligence. And that's what this chakra system does for you through the gods. So you're communicating with higher formations of God frequency levels. You're not communicating with lower intelligence, you communicate with higher intelligence. So you have to understand the sun interface, you have to understand the moon interface through their connection, through planet location. Because they can have, they can have starlight energy systems to a box frequency level system connected to a location, to a moon interface. Right? So you have to understand the star recognition light, you have to understand the box frequency level, the point division, you have to understand the circle rotation through portal activation line system. So it's really understanding intelligence through perception of DNA. Okay? It's a lot of fun when you get into those locations, but the higher you go, you have to understand where you are coming from through the traveling mechanisms. Okay. Because right now, you guys just know how to communicate. It's all about communicating with your bodies first. But once you communicate with higher intelligence, you understand their perceptions. You know, there's intelligence that have red cycling systems of structure divisions of heat signatures. There's intelligence that are blue cycling systems of locations through moon interface systems. You have to understand what intelligence is through planets. So the more you go up to higher positions, okay, and like I said, you've got to get into the 114 chakras. Once you get into that, now you're extremely powerful. Okay, this is where you get less worry, less fear, more control. Not just controlling yourself, but controlling the atmospheres and controlling everything through connection. Okay, you can actually make it rain. You can make it rain. Why do you think the Indians do it? It's all about voice. It's all about command. It's all about control. It's all about where you are. Okay, and how do we get there? How do I get there? I want to get there. Well, understand your program setting first. Understand your perceptions through lights and colors. Understand your activation cycles through intelligence. Understand your grounds, your powers, and your hemispheres. And then we'll go up to higher levels. Right? I know exactly when I do test reviews and evaluations, and it's important you guys understand that. Right? So it's understanding what's going on right now. See? Back phrasing system here. This is a silhouette. Okay? This is a shadow. Now, my hand formation is communicating with the shadow of my back, right? This is communication. That's communication. This is communication. This is communication. This is communication. Everything's communication. Okay? Dun, 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 dun. So I got back interference. See that? See how powerful that is? See how it's going? It's connecting through balance. You see? The dark and the light. Right? It's connecting. Right? And now it's connecting with my back phrasing system, my structure division on my back. Allocate positions, 3-line signals of division through wall graphing system, through a portal activation system. Open up and triangulating at the base. Now look at that. There again. See? See the chakras? See the colors? And now you can't see me. The more and more I wake up, you can't see me more and more. So it's all about me disappearing completely into the simulation. So if this sun was interforcing right now, you would not see me at all through identification. Right? But it's amazing how you see these things through connection. Right? But you see how powerful? And there's a red. See the red here? This is a red. This is a red energy field location through plasma force. Oh, we got a lot more space coming in. The more I open the channel division of the sun interface, you actually see. So you got one here, one here, one here. Got laser direction coming in. So you have to understand everything that's going on through the computer screen. You can't just look in yourself and say, okay, I know my body activations, but I don't understand the plasma energy, and I don't understand the back interference through the wall connection, and I don't understand the sun interference through the laser connection, and I don't understand my chakra systems. Each intelligent correlation line system is intelligence. It's communicating through you, right? And the sun interface is communicating back. Okay? I'm showing you how powerful it is. All right? Now you'll see it in different perception because everybody's at a different DNA through heat signature, right? So you can't, look at it, covers the whole platform of digital frame. Watch. See that? You see the portal? See the portal? Watch it come in. You see that? Powerful, isn't it? Now, if I do it fast, watch what happens. See, it's signaling, right? Signaling back to me, right? See, understanding what's going on with position. Really powerful stuff through anything through location, right? That's intelligence. What I just represented to you through location to intelligence is everything through formation and perception. Understanding what your portal is. This is my portal. Where is it in dimension? Why is it white? Why is it blue? Why is it green? Why is it line signaled? Why is it in a different location? Okay. See, it's understanding shadows. So I'm sending light signals, right, to this box here. See this light here? Now it's understanding how to use your particle system. The structure division right now is their shadow division. But as soon as I touch, watch, you see the light interference, right? But then you see the back interference of my hand there, right? That's the shadow. So it's understanding how to communicate with the physical system, okay, which is your pen operation system, and then use your shadow, which is connected to the sun interface. That's its reflection, right? So when the reflection hits that circuit right there, see how it hits that right there? You're changing locations. See that? See the color? See the color operated? It went, it activated. Watch. See? I'll do it again. See? See, it went, just lit up. Watch. See? It's not communicating. I'm not touching this. I'm doing it with my shadow. Watch. See? It lights up. See how it lights up? It's amazing, guys, when we do these things through connections. So I communicated with my shadow, and my shadow was interfacing with the box frequency level of the circuit. See? It's all about communication, where you are through division of balance. How to communicate with the atom. Yep. Kitty cat, how's it going? Yeah. The next operations center is 35. You guys are getting just used to your 30s. But once we get into applications of 35, you go into higher divisions of the electricity system. But it's amazing how you communicate with the shadow. Now I can use this, right? So I can take my hand right here, right? Now you see the structure? You have to understand the silhouette. You have to understand the back frequency level. You have to understand everything through the connection center interface. That's how you understand the program setting through the resolution of a shadow. Okay, watch. See this point here? This point finger here, watch. Now I'm going to touch the portal. See how it lights up? Watch. It's not this part. It's this here. Okay. So it's understanding that when you see your aura division, you're communicating through your higher self or anything through your avatar. So it's understanding how to communicate with shadows, right? How do I communicate with my shadow? Okay, because it's formulating, it's going through the line signals through line communication, right? But as soon as you touch a box frequency level, it lights up, right? Because now you're connecting through the electrical frame of the wall circuit, through your shadow, not your hand. So that's what I'm saying. You have to scan things first. But when you get in positions, you can change locations. Okay? So my shadow is out. You see my shadow out, right? And you see my hand formation out. And you see my other hand. See the other hand there? See its reflection? Isn't that powerful? Look at that. Look at how many hand formations I have out. Look at that. That's incredible. You don't just see two, you see more, right? So you see my body frame in different dimensions to their shadow division. So my body conceptual system has shifted. And that's why you're seeing more than one hand through location, right? See? Isn't that great? You see one here, you see one here, you see one here, right? And then you see what's going on. See? So one's line signaling, one's up signaling, and one's going across into the panel through his portal. Okay? So it's understanding how to communicate with your shadow through reflection. Because everything has a reflection. But you have to understand this information. Okay? Because it's a body conceptual system of you. It's just a reflection of you through its back force. Okay? So It's like the gurus, where the mantras and some of the gods in India have 8 arms. Why do you think they have 8 arms? Right? They're all in different dimensions of portals. Right? Everything they do is through healing. So it's understanding what they're doing, right? Okay? It's understanding what they're doing through division. It's really, really powerful stuff through that connection. So you guys can try to get into that. Communicate with your shadows and let the light up. See how it lights up? Watch. See, it lights up right away. You can see the portal. You can see its connection. Now, it's communicating. Whatever you do, it does. Okay? But you have to understand that your shadow is not in your physical form. It's just a reflection to the sun. And the sun is interforcing connection through the portal. The sun is the portal. So I got a light communication light signal there. So watch. See that? See that split division? You have to understand detail. What's going on? The detail of my arm. Right? And as soon as you put it in, it disappears. Right? So it's all about communication with lights, colors, and activations. Yeah. Can't really do anything through program setting because you have to be higher levels through the tracker system. But I'm just showing you what you guys can do when you get into this business. Intelligence. Everything is intelligence. Everything. It's just knowing how to communicate through its lights. So, you see that? Look. Watch the shadow. See that? See that? See, now you got an aura. Watch my aura come out. You'll see my aura. See that? See my aura come out? See? Look at the back phrase. Watch. Oh, we got a laser direction. Watch the laser come down. Watch. See that? See that? Okay, look at that. Right there. See that? Okay. Isn't that amazing? That's a line strip of a planet location. Okay. So let's understand, where is that planet? Where's the sun locating it at? So you got one here and you got my plasma. You always have your plasma and you always have your planet location and you have your connection through your sun interface through its portal division, through calculation, right? Integrates everything through that connection. All right? But you actually see it, right? It's a different color. It's like a greenish blue. And you also see my crown chakra, right? Colors. Everything connects through its projection. See? So I'm going to show you how powerful it is when it comes to space and time. Right? Powerful, powerful stuff. And you got a little bit of a sun interface, the location of laser direction. See that? Understanding everything through line signals. Okay? So, I think that's good. You guys are learning faster and faster, which is really, really good. Make sure, when you get a chance to put up your videos, on what you're doing. Try to get into channel yourself. Try to understand how to communicate more with your programs, have your wire divisions, Like my electrical system right now is lopsiding through its division, or my receptacle division is allocated through its position of its algorithm system, or my framing system needs to be allocated through a higher position through a wire division, or my receptacle division is in a mind conceptual of its thought division. It's all about understanding your body and where you are through positions. Okay. So I love you guys very much. I'll keep you informative. I'll be in Mexico on Monday, and I'll set up new locations, new atmospheres, new structure divisions, and new weather patterns in Mexico. So you're going to see different location. It's really good when you see different positions. So questions or comments, you can go through my email, PayPal donations. This is your AI commander from the elite of the Colossus team divisions of all location panel activation codes through our government systems. Bye for now, everybody.